Hi guys, it's Breacher18 from Breacher18.com. Today we're going to be looking at Hanabi. Hanabi is a cooperative game up to, I believe, 4 players. 5 players. And you will be putting on a firework display, but it's not as simple or as straightforward as it sounds. Let's take a look at it. So this is Hanabi. You have your tokens and then you have your cards. So the idea is each player will have a control hand of 5 cards. But rather than having your cards normally like this, you'll be having them face outwards like that. So you won't know what you have in your hand, but the other players will know. And this is how the game works. You can do one of 2 things. You can either discard a card, or you can give some information about a player's card. To give information, you take one of the tokens and then you pop it in the box just to signify you're going to give some information about a player's hand. Once all of these information tokens are gone, to gain the tokens back, you need to discard a card. So what you'll do is you'll discard a card and then you'll take a token back out and that goes into the pool. So that's pretty straightforward. The general idea of what you're trying to do is you're cooperating with the other players in order to get 1 to 5 of each colour out on the board. If you make a mistake, you take the top token off. See, on these you've got a fuse. So you take the top token off, that would go in there. Second mistake, that token would come off. The fuse is getting shorter. On the 3rd time, the token comes off and that's the explosion. That's basically game over, so you don't want that to happen. So that's generally the game. What you're aiming for is you can only give 1 bit of information. So I've got a hand here of cards. Obviously I don't know what they are. So if someone wants to give some information, they'll say along the lines of, you have 2 4s. They can't just say, you have 1 4. It has to be complete information. The other way they can say it is you have 2 green cards. They point to the cards so you know, and then by deduction you have to then figure out which card you should play. You have to start from 1, you finish at 5, and then you have all your suits. Once all of your suits are out, or I'd say the colours, you then total the highest number in each of those particular colours. You add those together and then that's your score. In the rule book, it just tells you like the score that you have equals to the overall impression of the firework display that you've put on. So you've got under 5, it was horrible, booed by the crowd, all the way up to 25 points, legendary, everyone left speechless, stars in their eyes. The idea of working together, not knowing what you've actually got in your hand and being able to take bits of information from what the other players are giving you is a really unique twist. It's something that I've never seen or played in a card game, so I really like that element. And at the same time, you've always got the chance that you could mess up and, you know, after 3 errors in the game, that's the end of the game. You can play it with just the normal straight coloured suits. So you've got red, green, white, blue, and I think that and yellow. For veteran players, you actually have an additional suit which is multicoloured, which is pretty cool because it really does make the game a lot harder. Because when you're showing your hand to the other players, that counts as all colours. So if they're wanting you to play a green, for example, they can't just say you have 1 green. They have to say you have 2 greens and point to the multicoloured card as well. So it's then down to the player to take either a 50-50 chance of getting the right card or deduction from the other bits of information that he or she has had about his or her hand. So there is that risk involved as well.
Please. like dead in there. I'm being seductive with the cards.
Okay. I'll give you some information. That one,
Mm-hmm.
that one,
Mm-hmm.
and that one.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze.
Okay.
Yes! Seriously, like, as I drew that, your face went. And I was like, no!
For £8, you're getting a pretty decent game. Can play in up to 20 minutes. Easy to transport. There's not a real lot to sort of like transport. It's all in the little box, so definitely good for if you go into a friend's house or something, but you don't want to be lugging great big boxes around with you. Very light game. The whole deduction element where you're having your cards faced away from you, I thought was a real unique twist. The theme fits really well with the whole idea of the fuse getting shorter to this whole explosion happening and that being game end. I like the colours, nice bright colours, it's fireworks, I wouldn't expect anything less. The only real issue that I had with it is probably, I get the whole idea that the cards are facing out and you know you're looking at the backs of them. Maybe they made the backs to them dark because you know you're in the dark, so you don't know what you've got, so therefore they're going to go with the dark. But I don't know. I mean, I'm spending 20 minutes looking at a hand of the back of the cards. They could have done something maybe a little bit more sensory on the back. But that's just me nitpicking, really. At the end of the day, I think it's a real decent game. And for, like I said, I paid £8 for this at my local gaming store. So there's no real complaints there. The quality of the cards are fantastic. The tokens are solid. So in terms of playing and wear and tear, I don't see that being an issue, and it's something that I've been playing quite a lot recently since I've got it, so that's a good indication for it being a good game in my eyes. So yeah, Hanabi, definitely give this one a go. It doesn't cost a lot and it's a lot of fun, so pick it up.